What's going on? Welcome, yogis. I appreciate you guys being here with me today on my channel. I'm going to go through a quick flow today. I want to work with the arms and the shoulders today. I want to work with some planks and some things today. This is going to be a strong arm flow. Definitely going to help you build up the strength if you're trying to work up to get into some arm balances and some things like that. But if you're just looking for a good arm strengthener today, I got you. This is the space. This is the class. Let's get started. All right. So first thing we want to do is make sure we warm up the upper body well enough to be able to get into this flow. Okay. So we're going to start with our wrists. You're going to take your hands, arm, palms nice and wide, fingers nice and wide, and just move your fingers around. Give all of those fingers a little bit of movement. Roll them around, have some space. And let's flip the hands over and back over. We're starting to give a little love to the wrist, elbows, shoulders are starting to happen. But mostly we're warming up those hands and those wrists. So give yourself all that roll and action. Let's bring the palms together, interlace your fingers, and roll the wrist around like this just a little bit. Make sure you go up and down, back and forth, roll it around clockwise, counterclockwise. Give your wrist all of that good movement is what we want today. Okay. And then we're going to get into the shoulders a little bit. So just take the arms out wide and then bring them all the way together. You're trying to reach those fingertips as far apart as you can and bring them all the way together. We're just bringing in that range, extending the elbows, extending the palms, and making sure we can have those good long arms when we get ready to get into those planks, right? Finding your way back to the top of the mat. It's important to have all of the extension of your arms when you're coming back from that three-legged down dog back to your forward fold. That big step forward, allowing your knee to get underneath your body causes you to have those long arms. So if you're using your block right now, that's a good space to keep working into it. But make sure your intention is to lengthen out through those arms, get that good press, and then find that space for you to start stepping that knee under. All right, let's hop into some sun salutations and get this flow started. And then we'll get into what we came for today. All right, right here at the top, nice and slow. We're just going to warm up for a second, give our whole body some space. So you want your toes and heels equally apart. Wait until the heels of your feet. We're going to stack the body, ankles, knees, hips, long through your spine, top of your head, at the top of your body with your gaze perfectly forward. Let's start with our first sun salutation. A, inhale, reach the hands all the way up. Remember to relax the shoulders down as you start to pull the biceps back behind the ears. Nice and long. Keep the top of the head at the top of the body and your gaze perfectly forward so your spine stays long. Exhale, bend into your knees and start to come down to your first forward fold of today. Your belly is finding your thighs and you're melting the top of your head down towards your mat. Maybe there's more space in your hamstrings so you can start to lift the hips a little bit higher and then keep pulling the belly down towards the thighs. But if it's not, that's a really tight stretch back here. Just keep the knees bent. Stay right here into a comfortable space for you. Maybe even take your hands to your elbows and go left and right. A little bit left, a little bit right, a little sway, a little movement. Find your comfortable space. Good. We're going to take an inhale. Come up to a halfway lift. Use your hands, support yourself, lift your chest off the mat. Keep your gaze down. Remember, you don't want to take your gaze forward because that crunches into the neck. You want your gaze down, spine long from the hip all the way through the top of the head. Option here to start working into those arms. If you like, float the hands back, palms down, but try to keep the hips stacked over the ankles. So make sure there's a little bit of weight into your toes. Exhale, bend your knees and fold. Bring the palms all the way down to the mat. We're going to take a walk back. So start with the right foot and let's just walk all the way back to our high plank pose. Remember, we're just getting warmed up, so don't worry about getting into the most explosive stuff of the day. Good. From the high plank pose, this is what we're all about today. So pressing into those palms, extending those arms, stacking the shoulders and core muscles engaged. Always remember you can bring those knees down to support yourself in any plank that we do at any time today and any time throughout your entire practice. Feel free to bring those knees down. We're going to go through a vinyasa flow right here. So low plank, squeeze the elbows in and try to sink down a little lower than that high plank. Maybe all the way to the elbows if it's in your practice, but a little bit higher is always fine as well. Find your comfortable space. Inhale, flip your toes, lift your chest, roll your shoulders back and find that up dog. Maybe squeeze and press into the toes and float the knees and get a little more. Again, extend it through these arms as much as you feel comfortable. But this is also a back bend. So if you need to be down a little lower, that's also cool. Tuck your toes, lift your hips. Find that first downward dog of the day. You're trying to rest your heels down. Some of us, our heels won't touch the mat yet, and that's okay. Just put a little bend into your knees, and that will keep you safe. Still rotating the hips forward so the belly comes towards the thighs and the face through the arms. Let's just breathe and reset. Pedal the knees if you like to. Hold a nice steady space if you like to. Whatever feels good for your reset space is what you should do. And then let's walk back to the top, starting with the right foot, left foot, right foot, left foot, all the way back to the top. Good. Inhale. halfway lift, flatten the back, exhale, fold all the way down, chin into the chest, roll your spine all the way up to the top, shoulders, head, hands, reach the hands up nice and high. Exhale, bring the hands to heart center. Let's go through one more of those, a little bit quicker, maybe a bigger step back. Find your comfortable space. Toes, heels equally apart. Inhale, reach the hands all the way up. Good. Exhale, bend the knees, belly to the thighs. Find your deep fold options for your fold, but bring the top of the head down to the mat. Inhale, halfway lift. Nice flat back. Your choice with the hands. Exhale. Palms come down to the mat. Let's go back to the plank. Left foot steps back, right foot steps back. Finding that high plank, knees up or down. Let's do your vinyasa flow. Exhale, low plank, shift forward so the elbows stay stacked over the wrist. Inhale, flip your toes, lift your chest, roll those shoulders back, broaden out your chest. Exhale, tuck your toes, lift your hips. Find your downward facing dog, lengthen out your spine, reset into the space. Breathe. Breathe, breathe. Do not, I repeat, do not hold your breath. This is vinyasa. We move with breath here in this practice. Let's go forward in three, two, big step, left foot, right foot, all the way back to the forward fold. Remember, bend those knees as you come in to help you get back into that forward fold with the body connected to the thighs. Inhale, halfway lift, nice flat back. Exhale, all the way down with your chin into your chest. Have that nice long spinal roll, bringing it all the way up to the top, and then exhale. Bring the hands to heart center. All right, let's get it started. Let's do it. We're gonna come right to the top of the mat. We'll pick it up right at that down facing dog and flow on through. Follow me. Toes, heels equally apart. Inhale. Reach the hands all the way up, nice and high. Relax the shoulders down. Exhale. Bend the knees, belly to the thighs, and fold. Good. Inhale. Halfway lift, flatten the back, strong core. Exhale. Palms come down to the mat. Good. Inhale. Right foot back, left foot back. High plank pose. Your vinyasa on your breath. Low plank, up dog, and downward facing dog. Take your time. Do it with your breath. Give your body the space you need. Allow your body to reset when you're ready. And meet me in this downward facing dog when you are ready. Good. Here we go. Inhale, right leg rises, three-legged down dog. Keep rolling the elbows together and relaxing those shoulders. And watch these hips. Don't let the right hip start to rise up. Keep the right hip as high as the left hip and lift that right foot to its comfortable space. Good. We're going to shift forward to a plank right here. So let the shoulders come over the wrist. Maybe lower the right foot a little bit. Try to align it with your shoulders. It doesn't have to be perfect, just a little bit. And then low plank. Good. Bring it all the way down. Up dog. Flip the toes, lift your chest. Down dog. Tuck your toes, lift your hips. Good. We're going to do that same thing on the other side. Pedal, reset, and recover. Inhale. Left leg rises. Rest into the right heel. Roll the elbows together. Relax those shoulders. Good. Breathe. Check the hips. Watch that foot. And then here we go. Inhale to a high plank. Keep floating that left foot. Left foot starts to lower to that shoulder height. Pressing into those palms. Here we go. Exhale. Low plank. If you can float that foot, keep floating that foot. Up dog and downward facing dog. Nice. We're going to take it back to the top of the mat. Right foot, left foot, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Roll your spine all the way up to the top. Shoulders, head, hands reach up nice and high. Exhale. Bring the hands to heart center. All right. Let's do that again. This time, we're going to go and try a side plank on both sides. Toes, heels, equally apart. Inhale. Reach the hands all the way up. Exhale. Bend the knees, belly to the thighs, and fold. Beautiful. Inhale, halfway lift, flatten the back, strong core. Exhale, palms to the mat. Start to take it back. Right foot back, left foot back. High plank pose. If you want to float back at this point, feel free to go ahead and have your fun with your practice. Let's do that vinyasa. Remember, knees up or down. It is your choice how you flow through, and what's challenging to you is the most advanced pose today. So find your comfortable space. Do it on the level where you feel like it should be done. Here we go. Shift forward, shoulders over the wrist. Good. You're going to press into that right hand. Roll the left side of your body up. Left hand starts to rise nice and high. Stack the shoulder over the elbow, elbow over the wrist, and shift the hips forward. If you have it in your practice, maybe you float that left foot. If not, keep it down. Breathe for two and one. Left hand comes down, left foot comes down. Vinyasa, low plank, up dog, downward facing dog. Make it all the way back to that down dog. Take your time. Go slow. Use your breath, not my count, not my voice, your breath. Good, good, good. We're gonna go to the opposite side. Inhale, shift forward. I know. I feel the arms too. Press through those palms. Left hand is strong. Roll the left hip down, right hip up. Right hand starts to rise. Option to float that foot. If it's in your practice, breathe for three, two, and let's come back to the plank. Right hand down, left hand down. Vinyasa flow, low plank, up dog, downward facing dog, knees up or down, your choice. Do it the way that feels good to you. And always feel free to skip that extra vinyasa and just come back to this down dog to reset if that's a more comfortable space. Let's go back to the top. Left foot, right foot, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Roll your spine all the way up to the top. Shoulders, head, hands reach up nice and high. Exhale, bring the hands to heart center. I know the arms are starting to feel it now. All right, here we go. We're going to flip that dog this time. So we're going to tip the right foot over the left side and roll the side body up. Now, this is maybe an uncomfortable space for you. If it is, go nice and slow in the beginning stages of it. And then maybe you'll get more advanced to it as we do it. Let's do it. Toes, heels equally apart. Inhale, reach the hands all the way up. Good. Exhale, bend the knees, belly to the thighs, and forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift, flatten the back. Exhale, palms to the mat. Right foot back, left foot back. High plank pose, vinyasa flow, low plank. Squeeze the elbows in, up dog. Flip the toes, lift the chest, down dog. Tuck your toes, lift your hips, rest into your space. And here we go. We're going to flip that dog by first bending into the knees. Take your right foot and roll your right hip up and step your right foot over your left leg so the toes come down on the other side of your left leg. Shift the weight back forward into your left shoulder. Right hand starts to rise up. Maybe reach back, let the chest rise over the head and extend that left leg if it's in your practice. Breathe for three, two, and one. Roll it all the way back over. Right hand down, right foot comes over. Vinyasa if it's in your practice. Low plank, up dog, and down dog. Your choice. You can always skip it. Just make your way back to this down dog. Pedal the knees, reset, move. And you can do your flip dog the same way on the opposite side, but if you want a little more, inhale, let the left leg rise, and then start to take that foot all the way over and down into the mat. Extend through the right, long over the head. Breathe for three, two, and one. Coming back to the plank, left hand, left foot, vinyasa, low plank, up dog, and downward facing dog. Take your time. Pedal, reset, recover. Let's go back to the top, right foot, left foot, or remember you can float if you like. That's your space. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Roll your spine all the way up to the top. Shoulders, head, and hands. Reach up nice and high. Exhale, bring the hands to heart center. Let's add one more. What do you think? Taking the foot underneath the body, extending out the top, falling triangle. Okay. So you may need a little space. If you don't have some space next to your mat, maybe clear out a little bit of space. We're going to extend that foot out and stay strong through the arm. Let's do it. Toes, heels equally apart. Inhale, reach the hands all the way up. Exhale, bend the knees, belly to the thighs, and fold. Inhale, halfway lift, flatten the back. Exhale, palms to the mat. Right foot back, left foot back. High plank pose. Have your vinyasa, low plank. Good, up dog. Good, and downward facing dog. Touch your toes. Lift your hips. We're going to start on that right side here. So shift forward so the right knee comes into the chest and the shoulders come over the wrist. Extend the right foot out the left side and rotate the back heel down. Left hand starts to rise and breathe for three, two, and one. Left hand comes down. Right foot steps back. Vinyasa, low plank, up dog and down dog. Remember, you can skip that one if you need to. Do what you need to do. Breathe, breathe, breathe. And then same thing, opposite side. Inhale, shift forward, shoulders over the wrist. Exhale, left knee comes in and extends out the right side. Right hand rises up, right heel rolls down. Breathe for three, two, and one. Right hand comes down, left foot steps back. Vinyasa flow. Or remember, you can just skip it. Come back to that down dog, reset into that space, or have your flow if your arms need a little more. Have what you need. Breathe for two, one. Back at the top of the mat. Left, right, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold all the way down. Roll the spine all the way up to the top. Shoulders, head, hands. Exhale. Bring the hands to heart center. Maybe let's see if it flows. Yes, let's try it together right here, top of the mat. We're going to go to that plank, three-legged plank, to the side plank, flip the dog, and then all the way under to that star, that falling triangle, okay? Let's make it happen. Toes, heels equally apart. Inhale, reach the hands all the way up. Relax those shoulders down, biceps behind the ears. Exhale, bend the knees, belly to the thighs, and forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift, flatten the back. Exhale, palms come to the mat. Right foot steps back, left foot steps back, high plank pose, and have your vinyasa low plank up dog and downward facing dog. Remember, float those knees. If you want a little more, lower the knees if you need a little support. Your choice either way. Inhale, right leg rises, three-legged down dog. Exhale, high plank. Shift forward, shoulders over. Float that right foot. Breathe for three, two, and then going to the side plank. Left hip, left heel, right hand up towards the sky. Good. Breathe for three, two. Flip the dog. Right foot steps back behind the left, and then just lift the chest up nice and high. Good. And breathe for three, two, fall in triangle. Exhale, right hand comes down. Right foot rolls under the body, extends out the left side. Left hand rises up. Switch the pressure, switch the weight. Hold and breathe for three, two. Left hand comes down. Right foot goes back. Vinyasa flow, low plank, up dog, downward facing dog. Float that foot for a little bit more. Arms today. We're almost out of here. Let's do it one more time. Inhale, left leg rises, three-legged down dog. Watch those hips. Breathe for two. Shift forward to that high plank. Shoulders over the wrist. Float that left leg and breathe for three, two. Side plank. Right hand down. Right heel down. Left hand rises. Remember, you can keep this right knee down and still find the same plank. And this is your place to be for two and one. Very good. We're going to flip that dog. Left foot comes down. Right foot extends back. Reach the hand over the head. Breathe for three, two, and take it all the way over. Left hand comes down. Left foot extends out the right. Right hand rises. Rotate the back heel down. Breathe. Try to stack. Shoulders over the wrist. Hold for two and one. Right hand comes down. Left foot steps back. Vinyasa flow. Maybe the knees come down for the end, or you finish with them up. Your choice either way. Let's take it back to the top of the mat. Left foot, right foot, all the way to the top. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold, roll your spine all the way up to the top. Shoulders, head, hands reach up nice and high. Exhale, bring the hands to heart center. Woo! We did it. Come on down to the mat. Find a tabletop position. We're gonna start stretching out these arms a little bit. First of all, right here in this tabletop position, we're just gonna take a quick puppy pose, okay? So take your hands a little closer towards the top of the mat, not underneath your shoulders, extend it out over your head. And then just exhale. Try to keep your hips stacked right over your knees, right? And just melt the belly down towards the mat. Maybe the forearms come down and you start to find that puppy pose. Inhale, rise back up. Exhale, let the belly melt down. Roll the chest down. Your belly should be coming closer to your thighs, but your hips still stacked over your knees. Inhale, bring it back up. And then one time for a hold. Exhale, sink in. If you need a block right here, feel free to bring that underneath the chest and it'll support you up in your space. Hold and breathe. Let it all relax. Turn the muscles off. Breathe for four, three, two, and one. Rise all the way back up. Here, we're taking the block out. And then we're just going to take a quick shoulder stretch right here. Walk the knees forward. Have a seat. Crisscross easy pose facing me. Good. We're going to start with the right hand. Reach the right hand all the way up towards the ceiling. Go ahead and take your right hand over your head down towards your left shoulder. Once your right hand finds its way towards the left shoulder, doesn't matter how close, it's okay. Left hand is going to grab the right elbow. Okay. I know I might be a little bit reversed, but left hand grabs the right elbow. Pull the right elbow down towards the left side, and your hand is going to come down maybe more towards the center of your back. I'll give you guys a view of this on the other side in the next round. Let's pull right here and breathe for five, four, three, two. Gentle release of the left hand, and then reach the right hand all the way out to the right. Good. Take the right hand across the body towards the left, nice and long. Left hand comes underneath that right elbow and just give a nice pull towards your chest. You're finding that shoulder stretch right here. Breathe. Keep this right arm as long as you can. Try not to let it bend in. You're trying to find that extension. Remember, we want those long arms. We don't want to lose that range of motion in our recovery process. Let's breathe for two and one. Gentle release. Bring the hands together, shoulder roll. Roll them back. Good, and roll them forward. One more time back, and one more time forward. Good, let's do the same thing on the other side. I'm going to turn around so you can see what it looks like behind me. Good, again, left hand comes up this time towards the ceiling. Left elbow bends so the left hand comes towards the right shoulder. Right hand comes to the left elbow, and then pull the elbow over towards the right, and the hand comes down the center of the back and find that stretch. Try to keep your chest lifted. Maybe it's starting to fall forward a little bit, but press the chest forward and lift the gaze up top of the head at the top of the body. Breathe for three, two, and one. Left hand goes all the way out to the left. Gentle release of that right hand. Bring the left hand across the body. Right hand comes underneath, grabs the forearm, and pulls all the way through. Nice and long through the arm. Breathe for seven, six, five, four, three, two, and one. Good. Release the arm. Come on and lay down on your mat for a second. Lay back. You can keep your knees up. Just bring your shoulders all the way down. And you're just going to take your hands up towards the ceiling. Right hand, left elbow. Left hand, right elbow. And then take the forearms over the head and just rest down. We're just going to stay here for a short period of time. Allow the forearms to come down. Maybe if your forearms need a little more space to make it down, your hands can come a little closer together. Maybe take your hands to your forearms, maybe even your wrists, or you even hold the fingers. Whatever helps you bring those forearms down comfortably, and you still get a little shoulder opener out of this. Ah, take the deep inhales and exhale right here. Use your exhales to turn all of your body off. If you still have your knees up like me, that's cool. But if you want to lay them down, you can, or even take a butterfly with the bottoms of the feet coming together and the knees apart. Whatever feels good to you, but we really didn't do a lot of lower body today, so we really just focusing on this chest and these arms and these shoulders and these hands and the wrists. Use your exhales to melt in. Good. We're gonna come up to a seated space, but first roll over to your right. Bring both knees over to the right and the left shoulder up. And then use that left hand, press into the mat, rise up to a seated space, crisscross easy pose. I'll give you a second to come on back. You don't have to come as quick as I did. Take your time. And then we'll do one last wellness check for the body and get out of here. I hope some of you got a chance to go outside and enjoy this practice with some fresh air like me. All right, we'll do our wellness check. We'll bring the top of the head at top of the body. Bring your hands to heart center. Take your chin over your right shoulder. Deep inhale through your nose, loudly out the mouth, and then slowly over your left shoulder. Inhale through the nose, loudly out the mouth, and then come all the way back to the center. Thank you for sharing your journeys with me today. I leave it with light, love, and peace. Namaste. If you enjoyed this flow, I appreciate you being here with me today. If you did not enjoy this flow, I appreciate you just giving it a try. Hopefully, you'll try a different teacher and someone else will be able to help you a little bit better. But I won't always do punishing things to the arms, right? We're not always going to have these tough arm flows. But with that being said, I can use your help knowing what you better need. So jump in those comments, give me the feedback. Tell me what you want to learn. Tell me what you want to know. Tell me what you need to practice. Tell me where you want to strengthen, and I will be here for you. Thanks, you guys. Have a good one.